So I bought a lot of Hyper-Tough 12-volt brushless tools and brush tools last year, and I've had a lot of them in the shop over the last several months, and I use them on a regular basis. I will tell you that the mini Sawzall, hacksaw, whatever you want to call it, one-handed compact reciprocating saw, and the rotary tool were disappointments. The hacksaw broke right after I bought it, and the rotary tool also broke. So we can say the reliability is not as good as we'd like it to be on these 12-volt tools based on the amount that I purchased and the amount that have broken over the last year. Now, I've been really happy with the little impact driver. That's been a real good tool. And the brushless drill has been a real good tool. I've used those quite a bit. I work in the shop every single day on something, and I'll use these tools on a routine basis. I do switch between different tools, so I don't use them every day, but I use especially the impact driver, drill, and installation driver, which is this bad boy right here. It's the one where you can put the different heads on the front of it. It has a 90-degree head. It also has a drill chuck you can put on there. I love the fact that you can just put a regular drill bit in this thing. It doesn't lock into place, but as of yet, I haven't had any problems with the drill bit coming out of this. So this is probably my favorite tool from the 12-volt line because you get a battery, the drill, and charger for 35 bucks, even though I prefer having the 4 amp hour battery. And I suggest that you guys buy those since they're only $25 at my Walmart. I know it varies from place to place. That's pretty cheap, and I haven't had any of their batteries go bad. Now, I'm sure that is a danger with anything cheap like this, but personally, I have used them a lot of times, and I use the 4 amp hours quite a bit. They haven't gone bad yet. So this has been a favorite of mine. I've used that quite a bit. It has quite a bit of torque. It doesn't have as many RPM as the competitors, but it does have a lot of torque. It had more torque than the Milwaukee installation driver and the Bosch, I believe. It had more torque than both of those, but it has a lower RPM, so when you're drilling stuff and screwing stuff in, even though it has more torque, typically it's slower because of the RPM. Now, I've used this ratchet quite a bit. In fact, if you look here on the ratchet, you'll see my blood on it. Yeah, I had an unfortunate accident using the ratchet and got a little bit of blood on it, but it has been pretty decent. Not the fastest thing in the world, but I was moving my drill press and I could take the lag screws out underneath the shelf on the drill press, no problem, which to me, that was good enough for what I'm doing here. Doesn't have the most power RPM compared to a lot of brands, but it's cheap, and I don't actually need this type of tool a whole lot, so it works pretty good. So the positives are the batteries have been good. The installation driver I like. I've had the installation driver not as long as the brushless drill and the impact driver, but it's been fine so far. The impact driver and the brushless drill I've had for right around a year probably. I can go back in some of my videos and take a look, but right around a year. I am pleased with those. Again, not the most powerful, but relatively good as far as their grip and how they feel in your hand, and they do 90% of the stuff that I need here in the shop because I don't need a lot of power here in the shop typically on what I'm working for. So I hope that helps answer you guys as far as some of the reliability and longevity questions. Like I said, 2 of the tools have failed, so that's a negative, and as time goes by, I'll revisit this again. We'll talk about some other tools coming up in the future. I want to do a little bit more here, talking from the shop, because I'm using a lot of tools so I can give you guys some feedback on, some of the other ones like the Hercules impact driver I've had for a while. There's a whole lot of stuff in here that we could talk about. The Ryobi table saw has been used for a while. Haven't used it lately, but it's still doing just fine. So my name is Zach. Thank you for watching this video. God bless all of you, and I'll see you on the next one.